Hey everybody, this is Persist Robot coming to you with test server 5.4 showcasing Leech and the remodeled or redone module known as Shield Breaker. What do I think of it? After today's battles on this test server, I would say I'm a little bit impressed, a little bit better. Do I think it'll be a game changer? Definitely. Am I for it? Yes and no. I don't think Pixonic, if you're listening. Oh, by the way, before I go on with the module, and you probably noticed I'm working on Geepard with a pilot. Well, the only reason why I'm doing this is because it's test server. I don't exactly have a maxed out pilot on my Geepard, and I wanted to see what it was like. So, what did I find out with the weapon I chose for it and the pilot skills? Found it to be challenging, but also extremely fun. I didn't realize Marquess, or however you pronounce that weapon, would be such a good weapon on Geepard. You're gonna find out in the coming battle. But the pilot skills, pause the screen when you see the full list and you'll see why. But yeah, I was playing around on this test server, not just with Geepard, but also with Golem and Vityaz, even Fujin. I don't exactly have Golem or Vityaz in this video, I don't think, but I did showcase Geepard and a little bit of Fujin. Now, as far as the Shield Breaker is concerned, Pixonic, if you're watching and listening to this video, I say I like the fact that you can go through the Pantheon Robot Pack purple shields with the Shield Breaker module without actually damaging it. It's sort of like using any energy-based weapons against a robot that has Ancile Shield. I actually like it. It gives players a chance to put the Pantheon robots a little bit more balanced, but at the same time, it also makes anybody using Fujin, Carnage, or anybody using an Ancile Shield type to be attacked by any robot using splash damage or kinetic weapons, and it's just not fair. That part is just not fair. I think those robots that especially those built-in Ancile Shield robots like Fujin, Carnage, and Heichi, for example, should be given maybe extra life or greater resistance or something. I don't know, but it's just not fair to those robots. That's what those shields were put on them in the first place for. Yeah, that part is a little bit unbalanced as far as I'm concerned. Unless you by chance put already in the game something to help make them more balanced. If not, I suggest you help those robots become a little bit better balanced due to this Shield Breaker module. As far as the robot Leech, I actually ran into some problems with this robot. I don't like the fact that you can activate it beyond 350 meters, which is what you put on the Facebook page for download, you did state that in that sheet that this robot's ability cannot exceed 350 meters. Well, what about triggering it and activating it beyond that? I mean, it just doesn't seem fair that a player can, which I was able to do many times. It should be only being able to be triggered and activate within 350 meters, which is what you stated it for. But in this test server, the test server says 600 meters, not 350. As you can see with this little Geopard, I was able to have some fun with this, and I was impressed. Not just with the speed boost because of the pilot skills, but what the pilot skills can do for this robot. Made it a lot more fun. Didn't think it would. This robot needs modules. So do many of the other older robots. Why don't I let you enjoy the battle, and once we get to the point where we're talking about the Leech shield, I'll let you know. Yeah, hey everybody, this is, I'm gonna do a possessed robot again. Big Sonic? What you did with Leech, excuse me, I actually like, but, building structure, you know, I'm not sure what to think about that. I still don't like it. It takes away tactical retreat, and doesn't seem all that fair. I think I'm starting to understand how this robot's ability works better now. I like the color scheme of when the ability is active. I just don't think you have truly set it for 350 meters, because if you did, even when an opponent or you are with, you know, whenever Leech is attached to you or you're attached to someone, and if they go beyond that 350 meters, it should be disconnected. And there shouldn't be any damage when you're in between a building structure of some kind, you know? Or even a physical shield. I mean, it just doesn't seem all that fair, you know? Just my opinion. Yes, I put lockdown weapons on the ski part. It's actually pretty fun. This is the original light robot, well, badass, if you want to call it that. Excuse my language. Tough guy, you know. Before there was Pursuer, before there was Strider, before there was Loki, there was this one, Geekbard. And it's with lockdown and test server. Anyway, Pixonic, my take on Leech. Here it is in a nutshell. I like the color scheme. I'm okay with the speed and the hit points. I'm not okay with being able to have any damage done or given, you know, any, whether receiving or dishing out through building structure or physical shields. And I think the distance should be fixed, because the 350 meters, I was still seeing people connected with Leech, its special ability, even beyond 350 meters, which I'm sure you're going to see in the video. But that's my take on it. I've said all I have to say about Leech. Am I looking forward to this robot? It's probably the first meta robot that seems overpowering that I actually do like. But that's just my take. I never liked Spectre, and I never liked Ares. It seemed too overpowering during their time when they came to live server. I'm 50-50 when it comes to Ao Jun, only because of its 10-second stealth. Why don't I leave you with the rest of this video, and I will I will come back to... Oh, wait. Scratch that thought. Here comes the next battle. This is the battle where I was able to finally see for myself the shield. Well, maybe not. I'm not sure. I think it is, but I could be wrong. I know this battle is where I forgot to put the shield breaker module on the bulwark. And I believe I had it on Hades, so... Why don't you listen to some music while we wait for that moment? Well, as I enjoyed the taste in music, and when it comes to the moment I was going to show you, we're coming upon it, and I actually believe I was using one of the leeches in my hangar. I face off against one of the Pantheon pack, and using Shield Breaker. See that? That was probably my best test when it came to energy-based shields. But there's a bigger surprise. Many of you probably wondering, can it break physical shields?
Double kill.
I won't ruin the surprise, but I will say right now you're going to be glad you saw it. It's in the last battle of this video. Right there. Building structures should not, Leech should not be able to do any kind of damage through building structure, no matter how close it is. Until that wonderful moment I was going to show you, let's bring on some music. Well, we're finally in the final battle, and the moment I was promising you, something that I had been curious about. Big Sonic, you did state in the description on this module, Shield Breaker, that it does not affect physical shields, or at least it doesn't say anything about physical shields, it just says energy shields. So, that got me wondering, does it affect physical shields at all? Well, everybody, who's watching this, you're gonna find out that question. And yes, I do have Shield Breaker on this bulwark this time. Here comes my test subject now. Ants a lot. And yes, as you can see, its physical shield is still in good shape. So, and I actually did have Shield Breaker active when I was hitting it. So, does that mean that all shields in this game are a problem? Nope. Just energy based. Thanks, Big Sonic. You at least did something right when it came to this module. You allowed physical shields to be unharmed by this module. Thank you. That at least gives some defense and some balance to the game. When it comes to Shield Breaker and how it affects Fujin, Carnage, and Heichi, robots like that, they need to have something helping them, because especially Fujin and Carnage. Fujin and Carnage don't have dash ability to dash out of the way if splash damage comes at them like Heichi does. They need to have something more. They're already slow enough, vulnerable to much damage. It's not fair to any player of any league using them. And it shouldn't be just the lower leagues that are able to use them. Everybody in every league should be able to use them. I'm talking about Carnage and Fujin. And yes, sometimes even Heichi. So if you're gonna bring Shield Breaker in, at least give those robots, or robots like them, something else to help them. If you already have, please let us know. Thanks. By the way, if you haven't noticed in some of these battles, see this? You may have noticed that I was able to activate the Leech's special ability beyond 350 meters. That should not have been able to do that. Shouldn't be able to do any damage either when it comes to physical structure, but that part I was not able to fully see for sure. Anyway. You've seen it, you've heard it. Enjoy the rest of the battle. See you in the next video.